I'm Taylor Husner.
And I'm Bailey H.
And we're here at the Wildcat Report.
And guys, the scratching post is open on Tuesday, December 6th for the holiday sale from 4 to 6.
And then seniors, if you wear a college t-shirt the next day on Wednesday, you could get in a drawing for a $5 gift card to Goodsense, Scooters, or Yozen. And then scholarships are now available on Navian, so get rid of your senioritis and start doing that.
Scary.
Yeah.
But now we're going to go to Brianna on a report about the new club here at Millard West.
Hello, this is Brianna Davis with the Wildcat Report. It was a picture-perfect moment last Wednesday when Photography Club held their first session.
I've always liked photography myself. I think it's a really fun thing to do, and I know that a lot of students like it. And most people are around photography a lot and do photography, so it seemed like something that students would be interested in doing.
Photography is really interesting, and if you get into it, I guess you can have a bigger view of life itself.
I like photography just because it's something different. It's not something that a ton of people are interested in, and I think it's really cool.
I went to the School of Visual Arts in New York City for 2 years and studied photography, and then I worked for photographers in New York for about 3 years, traveling around the world and the United States taking pictures. I eventually realized I lacked both talent and ambition and was not going to be a successful photographer, which is good to know. So I bailed and became a bartender, and then I realized that wasn't very good. I became a teacher, and that's why I'm here now. My idea, and I just sort of wanted to do this because I have Wednesday afternoons free for 2 hours and I had nothing to do. So I thought we'd have a photography club, is first and foremost to have fun.
Many students participating in the club share the same passion and interest for photography, however, for different reasons.
The first assignment given yesterday was something fairly broad. I wanted them to have a lot of room to move within. I asked them to take a photograph that gave me an idea of how they saw the world, or how they see the world. So it's kind of can be taken a lot of ways, could mean different things. I want to see what they come up with creatively. It's kind of a difficult assignment too.
Listening to, or watching the X Factor last night, and some guy was rapping, and he said life is like a box of crayons. So I'm thinking about doing just a colorful box of crayons maybe.
I think I was hoping to maybe travel downtown and see if I could find some place that captures how I see the world or how I view the world.
Not only does Mr. Fields have a vast background on photography, he also makes sure students included in the club have hands-on action with the cameras by giving the first assignment due next meeting.
I think I might become a better photographer and learn more about Photoshop and stuff.
It's interesting, and there's a lot you can learn about yourself and other people through photography.
It's a good way to learn about photography and meet new people and discover a new art form.
It's a really interesting thing to do, and I think that that we're so overwhelmed by all the photography and all the images we look at. It's nice to actually really focus on an image and see what it's doing and understand the power of photography, and it'll be fun.
If you are interested in Photography Club, it is held on Wednesdays after school at 3:20 in room 256. This has been Brianna Davis reporting.
Thanks, Brianna.
Okay, and guys, Invisible Children is hosting a really awesome fundraiser on December 10th. Yes, that is a Saturday.
It's called Minute to Give It.
Yes, and it is going to be so awesome. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the NBC show Minute to Win It, and it's our little version of it. And there's 5 teams, so all grades are involved, and it is going to be so fun.
And I'm on the senior team,
so definitely go.
We'll need your support.
But it starts, the doors open at 6, but it starts at 6:30. So come.
Definitely come. And now we go to Kylie, who got an interview with an author who graduated from Millard West.
Hi, this is Kylie Woods at the Wildcat Report. Allison Montgomery, a 2006 Millard West graduate, wrote a book called The Rafters. This novel was released on September 15th and is a sci-fi fantasy novel for adult audiences.
This book is a dark fantasy series. It's the first book of a 7-book series. It goes under, it's umbrellaed with the wizards and the vampires and all of that, but it's a new concept. The Rafters takes place in an arcane world, so a new mysterious world that nobody knows anything about. At crucial intervals, messengers and callings come about, which are inextricably joined. So the book actually revolves around a young man named Marius Del Mar, who, unbeknownst to himself due to memory loss, is a calling, and he ends up because of his memory loss, trying to find himself moving further and further away from his messenger. So he kind of gets lost in this world. He's being stalked, unbeknownst to himself, by an assassin, and many of the dark people in the world are trying to find this calling, who he is, and they want to use his powers for themselves. So he kind of gets really wrapped up. It's a multiple storyline book, so it's really more complex than like Harry Potter or the Twilight books. But if you have time for an epic fantasy like that, if you have the patience, it's definitely going to be big. The more you get into the books, every book, just going to come right after the next.
Allison as a person, really, she's just creative. She likes art, she loves painting, she loves writing poems, she loves writing narratives. She's overall just a true artist.
It's done really well for being my first book, because we're a brand new company and a brand new author, so taking that all into account, we actually were very fortunate to get picked up by the distributor we did.
My advice for Allison is to not give up. She's put a lot of time and effort, and she believes in her book and she believes in what she's doing.
I have over 2/3 of it done, so I'm very happy with that. Over 2/3 of it written, but I have a bunch of the remainder outlined, and a lot of times that's really kind of the hardest part, getting that last third really blocked out, because like I said, with the multiple storylines, everything has to weave together just right. Nobody can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Everything has to get covered, and just you've got to have all the pieces to a story. Your climax, your conclusion, everything just has to be all pieced together, right? So I've got a lot of that worked out. So now it's basically going in and filling in all the gaps so that everything works out. So I'm very happy with where we're at, though.
Montgomery is currently working on her second book for a 7-part saga. She's also helping with the Friends picture book.
Book in the works right now by another author who I'm actually doing the illustrations for. It's a children's book, and we're hoping to release that if we can sometime in 2012. So once we get her out, just kind of, like I said, I'm working on my second book.
Montgomery and actually my wife Amanda Gerke are writing a No Worries Whale poem book about ocean creatures and fishes, and just basically the ocean in general. Very creative, kind of a new market, if you will, dealing with poetry for kids, but also educational about the different types of creatures that you might not every day hear about in the ocean. Ideally, I believe the book should be released sometime next year. No Worries Whale will be coming out in 2012. They have a couple more poems to write, a couple things to do, but I think they're well on their way, and it's a great book so far.
My book actually just got into the Oakview Barnes & Noble. The Amazon.com and BarnesNoble.com are very popular ones that it's on.
Montgomery is 2/3 of the way done with her second book of a 7-part saga. She plans to release this book by 2013. Back to you, Taylor and Bailey.
Thanks, Kylie.
Musical auditions are coming up soon here, guys. It's for Footloose. If you have any questions, go talk to Miss Simpson.
And Mr. Millard West auditions are coming up too through December 9th, so boys, get in game mode and sign up.
Yep. And now we're going to go to a report with Andrew on teachers who balance 2 jobs.
Hi, this is Andrew Johnson with the Wildcat Report, bringing you a story on how some teachers do more than just teach. Some teachers, due to the current state of the economy, have picked up a second job, whether it be for school or just to have the nicer things in life.
The reason I have a second job is because I am going back to school this summer to start on my master's, and I need to be able to pay for it.
Basically, I have 2 jobs because I like the finer things in life. I guess you can survive on a teacher's salary, but I like to shop and I like to travel, so in order to do those things and to be able to save money, I need 2 jobs.
You buy a new stereo system or a new entertainment system, if it costs $5,000 for an entire entertainment system, and you have a finance...
The most stressful part about having 2 jobs is the days I have to work during the week. I come to school at 7:30, and I usually don't get home until about 10:30 or 11, which makes for a really long day. For my second job, I work at a restaurant called Bricks. I'm a hostess.
Just trying to manage your time, making sure that you can do as much as you need to at your full-time job, and then also get to your second job at a reasonable time. And then taking care of things in between, like letting the dogs out and having a social life, is important as well. I work at Baby Blue Sushi.
Some teachers even work extracurricular activities, whether they are selling tickets at the games, working concessions, or even working the scoreboard.
Thanks, Andrew.
And a couple weeks ago, our reporter Mackie went out and found 50 People's Secrets. Let's go see what she did this week.
This is Mackie Lasoli with the Wildcat Report. This week is college week, and different QTs are doing different activities that have to do with college. This is raising up big decisions and big options for where you're going and what you're going to be studying. This past week, I walked around the school asking students and teachers if they could wake up anywhere in the world tomorrow morning, where would it be and why? This sparked a sense of journey.
If I could wake up anywhere in the world, I would wake up at a Kid Cudi concert.
California, because it's really sunny and warm there.
I would wake up in Colorado so I could go mountain biking.
North Pole because I want to meet Santa.
If I was to wake up anywhere in the world, where I'd want to wake up would be a national park, like Glacier National Park.
Australia, because the toilets flush backwards.
I would want to be in Dublin, Ireland to trace my family's history.
Atlantis. It's underwater.
The year 2500.
I would want to wake up in Greece with all of the cool architecture, like white buildings with blue tops.
I would travel to Paris tomorrow morning because it is my dream to take pictures there.
I would wake up in Sevilla, Spain because it's my favorite place in the world.
If I could wake up anywhere in the world, I'd wake up on a small farm in the middle of the nowhere countryside because I grew up on the countryside and I love it out there.
Italy, because you eat gelato all day and see hot Italian guys.
I want to go to New York City because I love the city.
If I could wake up in any time, I would want to wake up back in like barbaric times because you wouldn't have to be confined by the rules of society.
I would wake up in Versailles in 1666 for a party Louis XIV threw for his son.
If I could wake up anywhere, it would have to be Costa Rica on a white sandy beach, blue waters, sunrise.
I would probably want to wake up in Germany because I've always wanted to see the Alps.
Wake up anywhere, I'd want to wake up in the Oval Office because I want to be president.
If I could wake up anywhere, I would wake up right where I am because I love my life, I love my family, and I love my job with all these Millard West kids.
I would wake up in my cabin in Minnesota.
I would wake up in a field looking at the stars.
I'd wake up, have breakfast with dinosaurs.
I would wake up in New Zealand because it is the most beautiful place in the world.
I could wake up anywhere tomorrow. I would wake up in Vancouver when I was out of high school and didn't have to worry about it anymore.
Tomorrow I would want to be in Hawaii because I want to be on top of a volcano looking over the beach and looking at all the pretty ladies.
I'd go anywhere. I'd go to Italy because I'd love to go to visit all of the art and all of the museums.
I'd like to go back a week because I was with my family in Jamaica.
In my bed, just because the time off and sleep is needed. I want to go to Turks and Caicos to swim with dolphins.
I'd want to go to Spain because I'd want to run from the bulls.
I wish I could wake up when recess was the highlight of my day.
If I could wake up anywhere, it'd probably be Disney World because dreams are made there.
Omaha, Nebraska.
I would wake up in Kid Rock's house.
Scotland, so I can hear people's accents.
I'd like to wake up on my wedding day. I would go to the moon.
Remember when deciding where you want to go to college to chase after your dreams and to go where you've always wanted to go, so that one day you could wake up exactly where you want to be at.
Thanks, Mackie. And girls' soccer meeting is this week on December 8th in room 274, so even if you're just interested, go check out.
That's all we have for you guys today. So,
tune in next week to Wildcat Report.